MoneyWalk 364. Long-term vision is necessary. This program will help you undo financial bondage. Over the majority of past 20-year periods, the stock market experienced greater growth than most other investment vehicle markets. Bonds, fixed income, real estate, precious metals, etc. However, the up and down swings of stock prices is much more volatile over shorter periods, a few months or a few years, making stock investing riskier than some types of investments when measured over far shorter periods of time, 3 to 5 years, etc. By living off less than you make, honoring God with the tithe of your income, establishing an emergency fund, achieving total debt elimination, and putting at least 10% of each paycheck in diversified investment vehicles, you'll soon get to a point where you're able to let much higher long-term stock market growth work for you. You'll stop being a short-term investor that has to worry about the short-term risk of the stock market because you'll be flush with investments and will never need to withdraw at any one time a significant percentage of your portfolio to care for your family or business needs. Surround yourself with wise people from whom you seek guidance. They'll help you get control of your emotions by teaching you not to fear short term downward swings in the stock market. They know when you move investment money to vehicles that have historically had far lower growth, just because you see a downward swing, you solidify that loss throughout your future. That money will continue to earn much lower growth over the long term. You'll worry about trying to find something you can in the future be comfortable investing in to get a high return on your money. Problem is, most people who are moved by emotions never make the move back into the stock market because they continue to be afraid of short term risk instead of staying invested in the stock market, which over the long term has proven to historically provide far greater growth than most other investments. So they languish in low growth savings vehicles throughout their lives and cannot be as blessed and rewarded in the financial arena of their lives like the Lord wants them to be. An abundant portion of what you lose out on by not taking the reasonable, historically reliable stock market risk could otherwise have been given to the church and worthwhile ministries to lead people to Christ and disciple them, to take better care of yourself and family, and to pursue other worthwhile endeavors. Certainly, you should avoid the risk of an undiversified stock market investment. If you invest in individual stocks, you should own a variety of at least 8 solid ones, and likely far more. Otherwise, you're going down the road of a get rich quick mentality and will likely suffer great loss over both short and long term periods, and then put your tail between your legs and run away from the market, never to return again. It's far better to invest in diversified, no load, low expense, broad market stock index mutual funds like S&P 500, large cap, mid cap, small cap, and total stock market offered by reputable brokerages like Vanguard, Fidelity, TIAA CREF, American Funds, etc. Investing a smaller portion into a diversified portfolio of other types of investment vehicles like real estate, bonds, entrepreneurial endeavors, etc., can augment your diversification and safety during economic downturns. Once your foundation is solid using the above mentioned simple stock investing vehicles, no load, low expense, broad market stock index funds, you might find one or more of these other investments also become lucrative for your life. Employing this type of long term vision you'll be able to give abundantly and live abundantly while keeping money invested over the long haul by virtue of the fact that your foresight and planning helps you live debt free and maintain an emergency fund so you continually have cash flow to make such investments and reap harvests they produce. A great portion of money will remain invested in the stock market until you expire and pass it on to heirs and the church, simply because your increasing prosperity will dictate that you don't need to live off of it. It takes long term vision, knowledge of historical market returns, and confidence in the fact that Jesus chose you to be a good steward over part of his resources in order for you to be fruitful, profitable, prosperous, and truly successful in his eyes. You'll always be a good steward who prospers immensely when you follow this spiritual financial roadmap. Please pray for this ministry and email questions to parlor@ameritech.net and share the links below with others who can use helpful financial and lifestyle insight. May the Lord bless you richly as you follow his plan.